your boy Ray White on the mic with Ray White, and we going live. We live right now on YouTube. If you're watching this on live right now, shout out to you. If you're watching this on the replay, shout out to y'all. Hashtag replay. Drop that in the chats. Yeah, this is gonna be a social experiment. So I think in the course of my content creation journey, I probably have gone live by myself like 4 times, like 2 times on Instagram. Uh, None on LinkedIn, none on YouTube. So maybe 2 times, maybe 2 or 3 times. But then and then I've been on live with other people like maybe 4 other times. So my handful of live experience is very limited. But it's one of those things that I put on my vision board. I put on my moment or move making activities to help move the momentum. I put it on multiple areas. Like, you know what? I got to go live. I got this dope camera from Lamar Griffith. Shout out to him. This Sony FX30 with a 6 Sigma 16 millimeter lens. I got to put it to use. I got the second camera over here too. I don't know if it's broadcasting or not. I don't know how this works, but and also working on utilizing this new app, or not this new app, but it's new to me, called Riverside, that I've been using quite a bit on my regular shows on the mic with Ray White, but wanting to do it live as well, because eventually I'm going to expand the live to the other platforms. And you can use Zoom, you can use all these things, but regardless, this is the plan. I am out here, we're using it, I'm hyped for it. But yeah, so we are live. What my thought here is to give some of my regular on the mic with Ray White content that I normally give, usually stuff that is off the cuff, but with some format to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just rambling, but providing some wisdom, providing some life lessons, self-reflection, and equipping you to action on a live scale. And I'm also doing a few things twofold as well. Like I stated, practicing some new tools and equipment, getting comfortable with going live, because I've always been afraid to go live. I don't know why. I speak often. I speak in front of people, but doing it in front of camera in the bedroom late at night, it's gonna be hard. So getting comfortable doing something new is what I'm looking forward to the second half of 2024 with new technologies and all the things. And then also to practice a few public speaking concepts that I've been learning, and lessons I'm sharing with you all to learn the journey I'm going taking on when it comes to personal development, leadership development, family, community leadership, just things that are continuing to help us grow and develop together as a community, as leaders, and bringing it here in a little bit more of a comfortable format instead of trying to dress it all up, and then eventually share it all out to the world. So that's the quick introduction. But who am I, though? For those who are coming into the live side of the On the Mic with Ray White, my name is Ray White. I have been in the podcasting space for about 5 years now with the On the Mic with Ray White show, and then just recently launched the Mid-Level Leadership Club podcast show, which is taking my 12 years of middle management experience, my love for leadership development, organizational leadership, community leadership, culture change, transformation change, DE&I, just things that help you as a person develop as a leader, giving you the tools necessary to ingrain, learn, develop, and take in, and then also take action, live that out in your leadership in the way that you are guiding people towards growth. And that's what I want to do with that podcast. So not only am I taking a lot of similar content that I've done in the On the Mic with Ray White space, but tailoring really it towards the middle manager space, giving tools, tactics, the lessons I've learned, which I will talk a little bit about in this live session here, as well as helping just provide more community for middle managers, because we need some love too. You feel me? Speaking of, been doing that for 12 years, like I mentioned, in the healthcare IT setting for bulk of that 10 years in supervisor's journey, and then also as a assistant manager for a regional nonprofit literacy program. So pretty much fresh out of college into leadership and just learning by the seat of my pants and don't want that to be everybody's experience, but how can we share the lessons that we learned along the way? In addition, Former athlete that did sports for all my life, pretty much. I still call myself an athlete, even though it's been years since I put on the helmet or for football or laced up the shoes for basketball or even jumped into the pit for track. So those are my sports, my main sports, football and track, especially. But love the game and continue to pull lessons, even as I coach young kids. The things that I've learned as a athlete into coaching for the next generation, and finding a lot of leadership principles there too, which I'll probably most likely share on this side of the stream. Speaking of young next generation, I'm a family man, wife, 3 kids. We are a busy house. There's a lot going on here, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Really taking a lot of these tangible tips on how to communicate, how to be patient, how to uh, guide and lead and articulate yourself in a way that is inspiring, but also setting accountability to children under the years of 7. and and it's also how to be somebody that models a way, which kids are looking up to, which again we'll talk quite a bit about on the streams. And then yes, my wife of 9 years, love her. She is somebody that I definitely am excited to partner in life with and do this life experiment with together. So she's a phenomenal woman and somebody that I am proud to be uh, associated with, married to. You feel me? What else? What else? What else? If you got anything else, I'd also want to be mindful too that as y'all are watching this either live on the stream, that you could drop your questions in the chat as well as I'm practicing what is happening in this space too. So feel free to share what's going on in that too. But if you're watching on the replay, I'll get back to you either through the chat or I can message y'all or do another video because why not? And follow me at Ray Devante, all social media platforms. I'm pretty active on Instagram and Threads. Been also getting more active on LinkedIn, and now you'll see my face on YouTube. What good? So there's that. Okay, I think I got all the housekeeping things out the way. Like I said, we'll continue to navigate through a lot of these things, but here's a format that I wanted to try here. So there's a few creators out there that do this thing called 3-2-1. James Clear actually does this quite a bit in his newsletters. It's a very simple, very easy way to collect your thoughts in a concise format. And as somebody who could be long-winded sometimes, it's kind of nice. Here's my thought, here's my point, here's the story I want to share and the lesson behind it. So my 3-2-1 is going to be in this form of 3 different R's, which I will share with you right now. Shout out to Riverside. They're not paying me yet, but they will. All right. So we're going to go to this Chrome tab here, share that screen. So welcome to my Notion, aka my second brain here. This has quite a bit of space where I am documenting quite a lot of my knowledge. I'm trying to utilize Notion a lot more for keeping everything in one place because I got notepads, I got sticky notes everywhere. It's wild, but having a digital spot for my chicken scratch writing is going to be right here. So this is my Notion, and here are the topics I want to share with y'all today. I already covered who am I and my plans for the live, which I kind of covered a little bit. My plans for the live essentially is a opportunity to practice live technology as well as live speaking, presenting, sharing some new thoughts, sharing some free fresh thoughts for me, but then creating a space where it could be something I can practice more and more in other spaces as well, utilizing multimedia to share the lessons that I've learned in life. I probably will not be doing live every day because life happens. It's also 10 p.m. if you're watching this in real time. So if I want to be a functional adult in the morning, I probably won't be doing this every day, but I'll do my very best to do at least 2 to 3 lives a week, and make it of substance. So that way I'm not just rambling on the mic. You feel me? So those are the plans for that. Now let's dive into the 3R. So my 3-2-1 that I'll share with you all. The first 3 is going to be a reframe. So what is a perspective that I was engaged with over the last day or week or whatever, what have you, and share with you all and why that's a reframe for me and how I approach life. The second one is going to be 2 resources. So things that I've picked up along the way that have been really helpful for me and I want to share with you all. And then the last one is going to be reflection. So what's one takeaway or one reflection question that I want y'all to walk away with and then be able to practice that, model that, and holler at me at Ray Devante on all social media platforms to tell me about it. You feel me? So that being said, we're going to dive into the first reframe. So the first reframe here, and I hope this is big enough. This is the joy of practicing live because you have no idea. Let's see. Let's make it big. I also like to look at things from a very small perspective, kind of minimalist mindset. So let's do that. Let's hopefully see that works. Cool. All right. So my 3, 2, 1. First one, my reframe. First one, make a plan. All over social media, 75 hard has been the heavy thing when it comes to building and engaging and mindset and physical mentality. So if you haven't looked at it, go look it up. 75 hard, pretty much 75 days. There's a certain regimen that you have to follow to better your mind and your body and your spirit. I haven't done it yet, but I've seen a lot of my friends do it. Lately, I've seen this new thing called 75 hard for business. And that's an area where I was like, yo, I think I need that because I've been really stuck in my business space for quite some time and haven't really felt uh just really taking any actions I needed to be doing my business well. Like as a content creation, wow, as a content creator, as a somebody who does public speaking, somebody who is doing coaching and consulting for DE&I and leadership development, I got to do a better job of being that, right? Of actually showing up and doing that and not just by happenstance. So this 75 hard that I'm currently doing actually is one that I picked up from a few content creators. I wish I put the name, but maybe if I could find it. I created this small note card just to make it simple. And it has 6 different actions that I plan on doing during the weekday, right? So one is creating first in the morning, trying to get up around 5:36, create, not consume. Second is read 10 pages of business or personal development, leadership development books that really intrigue me and generate my mind. Third is do some sort of a LinkedIn connection. So comment, connect, be in the DMs with people on LinkedIn to help grow my network. The third one is money making activities. So things that are actually going to move the needle for my business, not just, yeah, I'm out here in these streets. Like, no, what actually is going to help drive revenue, right? The fifth one is a 15-minute reflection, which uh, is good. And because I love to reflect, I often do. And then the last one is workout. And that's one I actually added because I do fairly well working out, but wanted to be a little bit more consistent in it and actually put 30 minutes a day into that. So right now it is slotted for pretty much a daily thing, really being intentional about during the week and actually doing the things that are going to drive the needle to the business. I thought I had in my mind it was Sunday when I first developed it for myself and then put it in action today and actually felt pretty good because I woke up with a plan. I woke up with intention of what I wanted to do and action towards a certain direction and not just aimlessly doing things and found myself doing work that I've been putting off for a long time because of just fear of not really having clarity of what it is I was going to do or how is it going to fit the business. But when I woke up this morning, I said, you know what? I think I know what I need to do. Let me just go ahead and make it work. Um, so for example, actually to backtrack, the why this is a reframe for me is again, sometimes you need a plan to help you take action. uh, you need to be intentional with the work that you're doing, or intentional with your thoughts to guide you to take that next step. If sometimes, at least for me, I can't just sit here, or I can sit here, and it takes me a while to get going when it comes to developing my content or developing my workbooks or developing what my coaching plans are going to look like for clients, how I'm going to market that, things like that. It takes a minute to me get going, but if I wake up saying, you know what, I'm gonna create first, and I'm gonna do 3 money making activities that are gonna help drive the business, and actually create. I have a list here of those money making activities. It helps drive that level of engagement to say, I know what I need to do, so I need to go ahead and do it. And while I'm sitting here, I can take action. I'm not aimlessly scrolling online. I'm not doing work that's not going to move the needle for the business. I know what the needle is. I just need to put it in action. And it's been pretty good. So make the plan is the first thing that I am reframing today when it comes to my ability to be a better entrepreneur, be a better leader in this space is having a plan. And my goal now is to stick to it. So not just write this down, do it for a week, and then let one thing slip off and be like, great, now I lost it. I can't do no more. But actually having accountability and doing it. So this is my accountability. I'm letting y'all know. You see it. It's done. There it is. Make the plan. All right. The second one, free space, clear minds, better focus. I almost wrote down here, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose for those Friday Night Lights fans. But yeah, so the second reframe for me was let me write. I'm gonna put it back up there for you. Free space, clear minds, better focus. So part of this process, waking up early in the morning, it was a great opportunity to create space for me to think. Because again, I have 3 kids, I have a family. Ain't nobody come through the door yet. They should all be asleep. But that has been a space where trying to make my mornings be that quiet time, the first 2 to 3 hours in the morning when no kid is awake, to really center, focus, be intentional about what it is, my mindset and my just breathing, meditation, focus, prayer, those different types of things to help create that opportunity for me to focus on what I need to get done. Secondly, as a part of my plan is to be working out. So working out either outside, going on a walk, going on a run, doing lifting activities outside, creating the clear space for me to focus there. And then the other thing is cleaning up my office. I'm notorious, like I said, for notebooks and notepads everywhere, old receipts, things of that nature. So having a better system to keep things clean and clear, so that way I can feel less anxious and more prepared to take action. This has been a clear uh, indicator of how I need to think and how I need to navigate and move. Because if I do create the clear space, if I do create, um, it helps me clear my mind and helps me have a better focus. And then I could put more effort into these planned activities I was supposed to be doing to move the needle and get better versus getting to the end of the day and say, dang, I ain't got nothing done. I didn't reach out to clients. I didn't create the PDF uh, book or create the lead gen that's going to help to attract the clients that are associated with leadership and nonprofit organization or just organizational development in general, who are trying to better their employee engagement and employee retention services. If I don't have a space where I'm clearly thinking about the problem that middle managers or executive or cultural leaders are having for their teams, I'm not going to be able to serve them appropriately and create resources to help them out. So you got to have clear space, free your space, you have a clear mind so you can be better focused is the second thing. And then the last reframe that has been helpful for me today was find the 80/20. So I struggle with the 80/20 rule, Pareto principle, all the things. I struggle with it because I never know what my 80 or my 20 is. And maybe because I haven't sat long enough to figure it out. But the whole perspective is if you do 20% of the things, it's going to get you 80% of the result, right? So focus on the few to help you get towards the many. And that, maybe this is the time where I'm working to figure that out, right? Like I'm learning, and this is a prime example. Video video production has been one of the things that I've been doing for years. A lot of it has been pre-recorded, which then I edit it or I outsource the editing and then upload it and go on from there. But never done anything live. And I realized, partway through my podcasting journey and video creation journey, I don't I can do a better job scripting. I could do a better job writing out what I'm going to say, or at least be more intentional about the bullets that I write. But I always felt so restrained, and it didn't feel like I had the capacity to, move about the cabin, what I'm saying? Move about the country. So I kind of abandoned that. I need to find that balance. And n- realizing that as I was doing these pre-recorded videos, I was just like, I'm not freestyling, but I'm really just going off the cuff of what I'm thinking and feeling with the little notes that I have. And while there's always room for improvement in my ability to speak, why can't I just do that live? So that's what I'm doing. We're doing this live. And then that makes the editing process on the back end already easy because one is out there, people see it. Two, there's all kinds of social media editing software out there to make this even more easier to find the right clips to help put out there, produce, even truncate certain sections of this and, reproduce that for mini short videos along the way. Shout out to Think Media for that kind of concept and idea, and Nikki Saunders, who helps out in all the AI tools related to content creation. You should follow those folks. A lot. And um, just making it simple. This is my 20%. If I put 20% effort to making this really good, it will help the 80% of my visibility in attracting the people to come to the work that I do, right? Similar to even the content that are written that I create. If I put 20% effort into making that really good, it's going to produce 80% of the business that's going to attract the people to come to work, come be a part of the organization, and so on and so forth. So being intentional about finding what that 20% is going to be a part of the work that I need to do. Some of it could be the one thing, the book called The One Thing. What's the one thing that you can do that if you do it so well, it does it, everything else will fall into place. It could be something that 10x is better than 2x by Dan Sullivan, where instead of thinking of small exponential growth, you're thinking of massive exponential growth, and you're looking for big changes and big jumps and leaps versus just the small incremental changes that's going to be, barely noticeable in your P&Ls, right? Uh, these are the types of things that's going to help move the needle and reframe the way that I see the work that I do. So finding my 80/20 is the work that I'm going to be planning on doing for reflecting for y'all. All right. So that's the three reframes. Let me know what your thoughts are on the reframes that I spoke here, or if you do have a reframe of yourself that you are thinking a perspective that's changed the way that you see your work or the way that you lead. Let me know. Drop that in the comments or holler at me at Ray Devante. I'll make sure you can tap that in the show notes on whatever social media platform that's your favorite, and we can talk about the reframes that is helping support you in your development. Now, resources. Two resources I want to share with y'all, and one of them is a slight plug because I've been plugging all day. All right. The first one, let me go back to full screen here. The first one I want to share with you all is my book, Advocacy in Action: 9 Practical Actions for Allies in Social Justice. If you are a leader who is looking to be more culturally conscious and culturally aware and practice cultural humility within your workspace, within your community, in your neighborhood, and a tragedy has occurred, or you're looking to understand someone else's experience that's different than your own, this book provides some tangible tips, 9 of them exactly, of how to navigate that for yourself, for those around you, and the people that you're looking to connect with. I wrote this book in the midst of the social uprising and the killing of George Floyd back in 2020. And it served as a tool for leaders around who may not necessarily know how to navigate the racial conscience and racial conversations that are occurring in their neighborhoods, but providing just one small step in a tangible way to start where you are and to take action in that space. It is a good read. It's a quick read, but really dense in reflection and just help you with that reframe of how you build relationships with the people around you. So Advocacy in Action, I will drop the link in the show notes to pick up this book. It'll be signed by me if you want to get that signature in there. And who knows, man, I might do something a little extra for you too, for purchasing that book. So thank you for that. I greatly appreciate you supporting that, and tell a friend to tell a friend. If you have read it, tap in with me that way too. The second resource is actually another good one for those leaders who are looking to build strong, resilient teams. Well-being at Work by those who developed Cliff Finders or Clifton Strength Finders. This is a good one. Gallup really put their work into this one of compiling all their research associated with uh, leadership development, culture development, team development, and especially this was written like shortly after the pandemic. So there's a lot of fresh data on what makes an employee feel safe, feel resilient, feel like they have what they need to be successful, and what could leaders do, what can managers do to help affect that and change that. And so they outlined 5 different things that were common themes that staff members need in order to belong and thrive, and give tactical tips for leaders to help craft that in their leadership, or really pull that out of their staff to understand if they're following suit and developing that in their culture, in their leadership. This has been, obviously, as you can see, a tool that I reflect on quite a bit in the way that I lead my teams, and even encourage other leaders to lead their teams too. So you should pick this one up as well. I'll probably drop a link in the show notes too, so you can pick this up or read it for yourself. I feel like these are really good resources for your leadership, and just continue to build strong workplace cultures. We need that. You know what I'm saying? We need that. All right. So we have now entered into both the reframe and the resources. So you got to see those two right there. Bam, bam, cross them out. The last one is a reflection. So the reflection essentially is just the one question I want y'all to take away and think about as you move away from this live and watching this replay. All right. So the question of the night is, who are you showing up for? Who are you showing up for? Quick story. 34-year-old man, 3 kids, and wife. I'm at the stage, especially with the kids at 5, 7, and 1, where they're truly watching me and watching my wife and watching how we move and navigate, and asking really pointed questions about what we do and why. Dad, why do you work in the office like this? What's this camera for? What are you doing on the computer screen? Why do you talk like that? Or why do you act this way? Or why do we have to clean up the rooms in this manner? Right? They're truly watching everything and anything and everything that we are doing as adults, and asking questions to help reframe and reshape the way that they see the world too. For 33 years of my life, or I guess since I was conscious in the sense of understanding society and how it plays a role in my identity, uh, up until probably this past 3 to 4 years, it's been a real struggle for me to people please and be intentional about making sure I look good from a physical, mental perspective, uh, intellectual perspective, to people around who may not care as much about my appearance as they care about their own. You feel me? So they were maybe I was so consumed on whether or not my friends thought of me a certain way, or if the people that I'm trying to impress see me as this all-knowing, wise person beyond my years or whatever, and putting a lot of emphasis in that, which wasn't giving me, or was not, it's not fruitful, right? Because they're not living in my house. They don't, connect or know me like that. No shade. They're great folks. It's just that I was putting too much emphasis in trying to impress them, when I should be, and I am going to be, putting emphasis on trying to impress my wife and kids, and being intentional about showing up for them, supporting them, giving them things that they need to be successful, and be just uh, a boss for them in their lives, but more so a guide, a leader, encourager, an advocate for them in their success, and being sure that when I do this, like this type of work, they see me do this type of work, and it inspires them to do this type of work too. For example, oldest son, he's 7 years old. We're getting into running, or doing track. I mean, he's been doing chess, and I've been excited about that, and also been um, wanting to do a podcast, wanting to write a book because I wrote a book. So like different things like that has been really amazing to see, like the interest peak up for him, and see him see what I do, what my wife does, and say, yeah, I want to do that too. I want to learn more about that. And realizing the amount of power that we have as parents, as people who are shaping these young minds, to help them, guide them the way they need to go. And conceptually, I knew that, but more and more as I step into parenting, it becomes greater evidence that I have a great responsibility here in this household, that I need to put more attention in and what I'd show up for, than trying to impress those outside of this household who, uh, have their own things that they're working through as well. So love everybody at ELE. Everybody love everybody. But for me in my house, and the way that I engage, and the way that I support is going to be more focused on with the way that I show up is more intentionally going to be focused on developing and building up my family in a great way. So that's who I'm showing up for. That's what this is all about. And I want you to reflect on what is it that you do and who are you showing up for. So that way they know it too. And for yourself, for the people around you, and just continue to build great work out there in the world. All right. So where can you find me? Like I said, at Ray Devante, Devante. You can find that on all social media platforms. I am on Instagram, Threads. I almost said it, Twitter, but Twitter X, I guess, and on LinkedIn as well. Facebook, you find me over there too. Tell me on TikTok. I'm on all of them. All right, I'm on all of them. I do my very best to be engaged, but be intentional with my engagement. But Ray Devante is the platform. You can. Also drop in the show notes how to get in touch with me if you want to learn more about the Mid-Level Leadership Club and the podcast. If you want to learn more about my coaching program, Inclusive Leadership by Design, where I'm really walking with a leader or in groups of leaders on how to understand their social and cultural consciousness and put that into action in their leadership to make culture change in their workplace. Super excited about that. I've been doing that for some time, and we'll love to walk with you through that. Or if you need a speaker to help talk and navigate what does it look like to be an inclusive leader, build a belonging workplace culture, help navigate the social and intentional identities that we have, or just work through podcasting, what have you, and happy to speak to you, your organization about these things. Let me know as well. I'll drop all that in the show notes. But for if you have questions, I'm happy to reach out, happy to engage. I appreciate you watching this. If you're watching this live, let me know. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know as well. This has been fun. I will do this again. Well, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but you always got to try something new and do something great. And it's all a social experiment anyway. We're learning as we go. So why not have fun while you're doing it? All right. Continue to share your story with others. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Oh, I forgot I was gonna do some things. Okay, so that's the thing. So all right, let me work on some things. All right, so let me look around here. A couple people watched it. That's great. Good for them. All right, let me see if y'all can see this. Y'all can hear that? Oh no, we're gonna go live real quick. All right, so Riverside, I got some music here. So you get the chance to preview and go live with certain things. This is what's this? It's like we're in a matrix. Okay. Shut that down. Turn that off. Turn that off. All right. Let's see. Let's do two more. I saw this intro. What's it sound like? Okay. Hey.
Powered by Riverside.
The Matrix. My bad. I was gonna try to show y'all what y'all was seeing, but I guess that don't really matter. Yeah, all right. So they got some things. So a lot of this will be going up on the recording just so I could hear and see what it sounds like. I did see this here too, which if I wanted to have that show up live with Raymond White, you know what I'm saying? I may have to edit that because that seemed weird. And then do this one as well. Just have that show, OTM podcast, you feel me? Get some branded stuff on here. I'm continuing to do all this for free. Not for free. I already have like the paid account for this, but there's a couple like add-ons, like pay bumps or order bumps that I can do to expand it. I sometimes can get a little wild when it comes to that kind of stuff. and I need to be mindful of not just buying frivolous things just because all this new shiny, but like let me actually use the tools that I currently have first and foremost before just purchasing new stuff that I won't use. Right. So that's a lesson in there for somewhere. Um, so yeah, if you can do your Google, if you could do surveys with Google Forms that is free, you might as well do it, right? If you already had to pay subscriptions for certain things, use that to the maximum until you max that out. And then once you do, then see what other things you can do. It's not always about the tool; it's about the process and the system and the output that you're looking to produce more so than getting the tool in place because tools can come and go. But if you got the system in place of how you want to execute, then you can plug and play with whatever's necessary to make it happen. All right. Sound bite. There it is. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. It is now late at night. I'm about to do my final bedtime recaps and then head to sleep. But like I said, I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you for watching. Peace.